What's going on YouTube? Joe Miner 3131 alongside JS Miner 87 here on the DFS Quarry channel. About to break down the Tuesday, December 18th, 2018 massive 11 game main slate. A lot of plays. Should be a lot of fun. We get a slate going on right now. Jared, how you doing tonight?
Well, you know what we said. We're waiting on this last the late game here with the big stack. So far, I think, like I was telling you, I don't think that my head-to-head challenger set a lineup. So I'll certainly hope. Well, I don't even think I hope that's the case. For a buck, I'd rather have him play and win mono, right? But I guess that's the fear when you set a head-to-head that you got to set your lineup.
I don't even have to take a head-to-head to forget, man. I feel him. No problem. Sucks. Nonetheless, before we get started, if you happen to like the video, please click that thumbs up button. Click on that red subscribe button. Share the video out there. Get our content out there. We sure do appreciate it. With that being said, we hit that 100 subscriber mark. We're going to have a contest, hold a little drawing, give away a free NHL hat to of the winner's choice. So whoever wins the contest will have their choice of hat on us. And last but finally, not least, I did get a chance to create a Slack chat channel today. So if anybody's interested in a Slack chat, we'll be around that a hell of a lot more often than we are here on the videos. And I think that the channel help us streamline the videos a little bit more. Might not have to dive quite as deep on the videos because, as long as you're, with us on the Slack chat channel, we'll be in there talking about what we're going to do for the night anyway. So with that being said, if you do want to be part of the Slack chat group, let your email address in the comments below or hit me up at DFS Quarry on the Twitter machine there with your email address. We already got Mitch from the live stream here. He's in with us a good bit. He's already on the channel there or on the new Slack group we got going for us here. So with that being said, we won't piss around here. Won't waste too much of your time. We're going to jump right into it. First game up on the slate, we got the Florida Panthers coming off a nice home victory against Toronto, heading into Buffalo to take on the Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres are a -125 home favorite, over under of 6, and it should be Luongo and Hutton. What do you like here?
This here, I think we see this here matchup a little bit kind of common here, but I think this, I think we're going to start off with a potential game stack here. Certainly with Buffalo, they're a little bit easier, I think, to kind of script. You got that first line. I think I was looking, and Jack Eichel has, second or third most goals here in the past 10 games. So that's where I'm at here. Jack Eichel, Jeff Skinner on that first line, Sam Reinhart, even 8 assists in the past 5 games. Those are the numbers that I really look at. Certainly going down defensively, I know that Ristolainen and Dahlin are playing very well here. Joe, I don't know how much we're going to talk about these third, fourth liners here due to such a large slate. How much do you have to go here? But I guess if you're scrounging for that little last kind of money spot here with a potential, might be this fourth line of Buffalo here. 3 goals in the past 5 games across the board from them. Evan Rodriguez, 2,700 with a goal and assist and 12 shots there at 16 minutes of ice time. Keep that in mind. For a fourth liner, 16 minutes of ice time is actually, he's on that second power play time. So he's a pretty good option there for that fourth line price tag. Looking here defensively, I don't think you steer away from Ristolainen or Dahlin there. But that's where I'm at. Is it Looking on the road here, Buffalo, they're drawing a decent amount of penalties here. Get over a little over 3 power plays a game on the road here. Going into Florida, let's see what Florida's doing. Taking a little bit around 3.4 penalties at 16th in the league conversion rate here. I think you can look at that Buffalo power play, but I'm kind of not thinking many people are going to lean towards away from that first line, though. The Eichel Reinhart Skinner combination risk the line in there as well from the Buffalo side. When you look at the Florida side, it's a little bit different because you got a little second line possibility as well, as opposed to Buffalo having pretty much one line with some defensive guys that are pretty good. Maybe Barkov there at center. I like the way he plays. 4 goals and assists, 16 shots in the past 5 games. Mike Hoffman, I think you still got to look for him. He's certainly not putting up the superb numbers that he was earlier this year, but 4 power play points in 5 games, even including Huberdeau, and I think you got to include Dadonov. All of those guys are an option play there, and I wouldn't even be. And here's another guy for a one-off here, Henrik Borgstrom. If he's going to be playing on that line with Vetrano and Dadonov, he might be a guy, like I said, if you're scrounging for that last pick at 3,200, 3,000 on FanDuel, with a line such as Vetrano and Dadonov, I think he might be a nice play there as well. No interest here, third or fourth line here for me. Let's check this defensive line here real quick, see what we can get defensively here for Florida before we turn the script. I suppose that everyone's probably going to be looking at Ekblad and Yandel. I don't know if I'm so much as interested in defensively for them on this slate here. If anything, I might go for Mackenzie Weegar on that 2,800 cheap price tag with 12 blocks, 4 shots, 2 assists, and a goal in the past 5 games. I think I'm going to save my defensive picks for later in the slate. But Weegar, if you are one of those that wants to pay up for forwards and pay down for defensemen, Weegar might be your guy. Goalie situation here, I think I'm going to steer clear of these goalies on this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on the goalie situation. I don't want no goalies here. I think this game should go over to 6, to be honest with you. But even with that being said, I still think I like Buffalo here, man, at home. Florida, for me, it's only the top line, Huberdeau, Barkov, and Hoffman. Absolute all of my attention. That's it. I don't want nothing else. Second line, maybe a little bit Dadonov. Vetrano, he shoots the puck, but, I mean, he literally must be shooting it at the goalie's chest. So, nothing there. But I do like Huberdeau, Barkov, and Hoffman. Barkov's that type of centerman, man. He can literally pick the team up, put it on his back, and score a hat trick and win a game. So, he's already proven that. Barkov is good. Aaron Ekblad there, defensively at 4,500. That's okay. I prefer Ekblad at 4,500 over Keith Yandel at 5,100. Math is, yeah, that's it for me there. Nothing else. Give me some Ekblad and give me that top line, Huberdeau, Barkov, and Hoffman. Jumping over, taking a look here at Buffalo's side of it. It'll be that top line, obviously. I mean, that's, it's kind of the way it's set up for them to score. You know what they call Jack Eichel, right? His nickname? They call him the Eichel Tower. Go figure, huh? big boy, man. Jack Eichel, he's impressive. He's worth the 8K. Bottom line in it right there. You look at his numbers, even his basic stats, they jump right off the page at you. Reinhart with the 8 assists. He doesn't shoot a lot, man, but assists are worth points too. So keep that top line together. They have power play time together too. So Skinner, Eichel, Reinhart, certainly all in play. Nothing for me off the second line. Nothing for me off the third line. Evan Rodriguez in a massive shot, like major dart throw. Rodriguez is. Give me the Rasmus brothers, Dahlin and Ristolainen, and I'll let that go defensively. I'll just stop right there. 4,600 for Rasmus Dahlin and Rasmus Ristolainen is 5,500, and both are well worth the price. To be honest, yeah, I mean it's pretty even because price wise, Ristolainen is blocking a lot more shots, so it justifies the extra $1,000. So I tell you what, I like Buffalo on the spot. I don't know how popular they're going to be, man. So, and people might give Florida a little more attention because they are coming off the win against Toronto. So, I think you'd be fine running Buffalo and not even having to worry about any kind of ownership with them whatsoever. We'll move right into the next game. Toronto heading into New Jersey to take on the New Jersey Devils. Should be Freddie Anderson facing off against Keith Kincaid here. Toronto is a minus 160 visiting favorite. 6.5 over under in this game. What do you like here, Jared?
I guess I'll start with the Devils side here. Certainly, when we look here at Toronto, we can see a little bit of a struggling team. Maybe it's not very known struggling team, but I don't want to say struggling, but they are, I think, let's see. 1 loss, 3, 4. Yeah, they're 1-4 in the last 5 games. 2 losses in a row down there in Florida. So is this the way where they get on their winning way? It could be. Let's just check real quick here, Anderson, because I do want to kind of see where he's at before in this Anderson dilemma here, he's 1-2-1 with a 3.93 with a .866 save percentage. This is why I got some interest here in this first line, which is Marcus Johansson, Nico Hischier, and Kyle Palmieri. Joe, maybe you can even, once you get to your side, talk about it. Do you know how long Taylor Hall is going to be out? Is it long-term or I haven't seen how long he's.
I'll try to look it up quick.
But, certainly I called I played Johansson the other night at 4,500, and Johansson done well for me. Kyle Palmieri at 5,900 in that spot. 5 goals and assist in the past 5 with 20 shots and 2 blocks. This first line is a nice sneaky play, and I'm not sure how high the ownership's going to be, actually. You look down here at this third line, another interesting play might be to look and say, what's Toronto doing against third liners? It doesn't look like they're giving up a lot of goals, but it might be a GPP kind of play there. They're all producing at this New Jersey. Each have goals. They got a combination of 4 goals and what does that look like? 4 goals and 8 points in the last 5 games for this third line of Blake Coleman, Travis Zajac, and Miles Wood, all getting pretty, all double-digit shots in the past 5 games. So a GPP play, potential on that third line here. Going down here, Severson, sneaky play at 3,700. Andy Green at 3,800, another great play. And that's probably where my interest is here in the defensive side of New Jersey. And Keith Kincaid is I think he deserves a look. Which Toronto are you going to get? Is it the Toronto that's going to lose? Their what would be their 5th game in 6 that they'd lose. It could be, guys. And I think that they'll at least get shots. And if Keith Kincaid picks up a nice win in a GPP league, it could be a valid play, guys. When you flip the script here to Toronto, I played Tavares the other night at 7,100. I'm buying Tavares at that price, and I'm buying Marner at 6,900. I like buying them a little bit more lately, but I have no objections to the Andreas Johnson, Austin Matthews, and Kasperi Kapanen line. I don't know how much I want to stack these guys, though. It is in New Jersey. New Jersey, we know they've struggled here. But they are 8-2-4 at home. Keep that in mind, and only giving up 2.8 goals against. So keep that in mind when you say, do I want to stack heavy this Toronto team? There's certainly plays that you could say they're going to score 5. We can guess it every night that it's possible. But for me, I'm probably looking at 1, maybe 2 guys. And I might do depth guys here, guys. I might say maybe Kapanen and maybe Johnson might be the plays here on my third kind of double stack instead. Or I might do the one hot shot. Maybe I'll hot shot Matthews or hot shot Tavares for points in a one-off situation. Or you can do Riley. At 6,600 on the defensive side, 1 goal and 4 assists, 12 shots and 4 blocks. Morgan Riley could be that guy. But certainly, you're not seeing the goals like you have been from Toronto. And I don't have interest in Anderson here tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't think the stacks are going to be big in Toronto tomorrow. I think you're going to see other stacks that are more favorable.
Sorry about that. Just getting another fella there to join the Slack chat channel. I'll jump into it. Toronto here. I got interest in Anderson. Let me see here. What's New Jersey doing shot wise? They're averaging 33, almost 34 shots a game over the last 10. Yeah, I like Anderson here tomorrow, certainly. I'll keep him in play. I don't want to know Keith Kincaid or Corey Schneider if it happens to be him. As far as Toronto here goes, there's plays all over here. Obviously, the top 6 is in play. The top 9 are in play. Top 9 are in play. No. I keep them paired up. Try to run 3-line combo stacks with them. I can't say any more than that. I don't know how else to say it, guys. The top line is certainly in play. So it's the second, so it's the third. So it's the top 9 for Toronto. And mix and match, dig around, find the guys you want to be on, but they're all in play. Defensively, Morgan Riley at 6,600. Pretty fair, I guess. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind a shot there on Riley. Might be a way to get yourself a little different, just a little bit off them forwards. Gardner also at 4,600, you can play him. I like Zaitsev at 3K. Nobody's going to play him, and that's a huge savings. Even Travis Dermott at 3,100 is a fine option. Also, he may draw a little more ownership, so the pivot from Dermott would be to Zaitsev. The fair price. Like I said, I do like Anderson. So Toronto is in a great spot, man. I can't say it any other way than that. I mean, the smash spot for Toronto here in New Jersey. I like it. I'm on Toronto heavy. Jersey here. This won't take long for me. Oh, and you did ask about Taylor Hall. He practiced today. So if he practiced today, well, they posted yet on that, there's a good chance he'll play tomorrow. Um, if he doesn't play, I think Jared, you did take a shot on Marcus Johansson the other day and got that goal. Nico Hischier, okay. Cal Palmieri is the better play. Top three there too. We know Toronto's not a massively strong defensive team. So I mean, it's the top line and the third line. The second line is not very good. But I do like Coleman with Zajac and Miles Wood. So New Jersey here is first and third line. Andy Green, 3,800 defensively is a good play. Damon Severson at 3,700. He's a pretty good defensive play. Will Butcher at 3,100 is a pretty good batman. I would prefer to get defense from New Jersey. Stay away from the forwards, to be honest with you. That's how I would do it. But if you do want to play the forwards, it's the first and third line. But their defensive setup is cheap and relatively decent plays. So I wouldn't mind going there for a defensive one-off at all. Next game up on the slate, we got the recent winners. They just beat Pittsburgh 4-2 in Pittsburgh. Anaheim Ducks heading into New York to take on the New York Rangers in the Madison Square Garden. It's not a long flight. It won't take long to get there. It's 9:45 on the East Coast. They'll be there shortly after midnight. The Rangers are a minus 125 home favorite. We have a 5.5 over under in this game. And we're thinking, right, Jared, that this is going to be Chad Johnson in the net for the first time for the Anaheim Ducks, taking on the confirmed Georgiev for the New York Rangers. 11-game slate. I don't have much to say about this game. What do you like here?
Well, for me, this is a sneaky game here for me. First off, I think I do want interest at least on the Anaheim side and Kasha. Another goal tonight. That's going to put him at, I think, 6 goals and 2 assists with 21 shots in the past 5 at 5,400. I'm just going to take the chance on the one-off situation. As you said, this isn't a game I get too excited about. Brandon Montour with 7 points in 5 games. Another interesting option on the defensive side at 5,000. What's going on, Mitch? But I'll tell you what, Joe, and this is where you get interesting. If you go to ESPN, which, for a lot of NHL lovers, you hate ESPN, right? You're just like cheapos, don't want to get involved in sports, call themselves like the worldwide leader in sports and don't have shit on for NHL. But I'll tell you what, they do have good stats where you can actually break down team stats on 0 days rest, which is what Anaheim's going to be on, a back-to-back 0 days rest. And you go down here and you look at Anaheim, and I only look here at the shots for and the shots against. Anaheim gives up 39.8 shots against on 0 days rest. Now that there is an interesting stat for me to say, now does New York pepper them and put them in? If so, maybe I'm looking at this second line: Chris Kreider, Kevin Hayes, Pavel Buchnevich. And the game of DFS is about finding those sneaky plays. I think this could be one, Joe. Like you said, Chad Johnson first. It could be. I'm thinking it has to be his first start. A pretty tough matchup there today for Gibson, but he came out on top. But certainly 9 points in 5 games for Kevin Hayes there. On that second line, Chris Kreider, 2 goals, 15 shots, 5 blocks on the second line, and then 6 points in 5 games for Buchnevich. Interesting plays there, and I think I'm going to at least have a line where I'm daring to take that second line of New York, at least for shot production. If you're telling me that in not just this isn't just small sample size, guys. This is let me see, in 4 games, an average of 39.8. 4 games. You know, are they going to give them up right to the chest pad? Or are they going to sneak a couple by? And I'm going to bet some money tomorrow that says that second line in New York sneaks 1 or 2 by. And I think I might have to have interest in my boy Neil Pionk to get a little action on that tomorrow too. And at 4,000, I think I'm going to take a chance and bring him back. And Georgiev, no interest. I mean, if Anaheim's only goals or shots for on a day-to-day on a 0-day rest is 27, I don't think there's validity. But certainly there's validity in Chad Johnson on a GPP play that says if he does stop New York, he's going to face about 40 shots, and that's gonna certainly be almost a 10-11 point night for Chad Johnson if he is in that. You know, tune into. I guess, what do you think, Joe? We're going to probably go to that Slack chat and Twitter phase or whatever, where the best source of information is. We'll have to iron that out.
I think we're going to love the Slack chat channel. I do. It's going to be just so quick and easy, man. You know, the information stays in there. Guys are going to drop in. It's going to stay in there, whatever anybody's talking about. So I can't wait to get this really going here.
That's where I think it's a quick goal, like almost an IM session right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Can't wait to get it going.
Thanks, Cole, for that suggestion.
Oh yeah, definite. As far as the goalies here with Johnson and Georgiev, no, I don't want none of it. I like what you're saying about the Rangers here, but as far as the, Anaheim goes here, here's how I'll talk about it. Aberg, Getzlaf, and Andre Kasha, Jakob Silverberg. That's it. Daniel Sprong, he had a hattie today, or not a hattie, an assist. And so did Carter Rowney. How ironic, 2 former Pittsburgh Penguins with assists in Pittsburgh against Pittsburgh. Go figure. Top line for me, that's it. That's all I'm really after. You could really one-off Getzlaf 2 by himself if you needed to, and you had that kind of cash. Defensively here, Lindholm and Brandon Montour, that's great. Both those guys are pretty good plays. Brandon Montour certainly is a great play with 3 goals, 4 assists, 9 shots, 8 blocks in the past 5 games, and him only being, you know what I mean, 5K. That's just crazy. I'm absolutely digging that for certain. That's cool. That's where I'll stay. I think Brandon Montour, man. That's where my interest is as far as defense goes over here. And really, it's the top line: Aberg, Getzlaf, and Kasha. You could let one of the wingers off, but I certainly wouldn't let Getzlaf off. He's too involved. The Rangers side of it here, this is not my team, man. I'll be paying attention to the Slack channel for certain, Jared, to see what you give us here tomorrow on these guys, because I'm not good with these guys. I never get them right. I hate to even try playing them because I know I'll screw it up. But I think I'm with you here, especially them being at home in Madison Square Gardens. As far as numbers on paper, I like Zibanejad off the first line. Seems to be putting up points, 2 power play points in the last 5 games too. Zuccarello is the same. He's not scoring many goals though. He has no goals in the last 5 games actually. Kreider, Hayes, Buchnevich, certainly. Don't think you need to go there down below them guys at all. So focus your attention on the top 6. I don't think Hiddle is worth Philippe Hiddle off that left wing top line is worth the play. But at 3,700, all he has to do is step on the ice here. Hey, these guys won recently. I don't think I remember them winning. Mark Stahl at 2,700. Um, be tough, man. I'm really gonna have to do some digging here. Uh, yeah, that's it for. I mean, Mark Stahl, maybe a 2,700 is a cheap price. Um, I definitely gonna have to do some digging here. Um, into these guys. It's gonna be tough for me to play them, but I like the idea of it in a GPP because I'm with you, Jared. I don't think anybody's gonna play these guys. Um, whatever. Let's move on to the next game here. Detroit Red Wings heading into Philadelphia to take on the recently. We're gonna fire everybody in the building, as well as our coach Dave Hackstall got axed today from Philly. Um, so they're pretty much coachless in Philadelphia. I don't know what the hell is going on here. But whatever. Should be Jimmy Howard and projected the Rook we've all been waiting to see, Carter Hart. So Philly is a minus 160 home favorite. Go figure. And a 6.5 over under in this game. I don't know what I'm missing here. I don't understand how Philly is a minus 160 favorite when they literally fired their coach hours ago, and you have a rookie coming up from the AHL who, I mean, is like other than the past 5 games, right? Um, like like Carter Hart, I think is 4-1 in the last 5 games, right? And his GAA, I think I read was like a 1.89 or something like that. That's the last 5 games. He was really, really struggling prior to the last 5 games. Um, it could break this kid. So we'll see. Jared, what do you like here?
All right. In a 10 game slate, my interest in this game is actually minimal. When I'm looking here, it's enough for 3 players. If I'm going on Detroit, it's hard to argue not playing Larkin and Nyquist just for that shot production in the last 5 games. Nyquist with 16 shots in 5 games, and Larkin with 21 shots. That's really all that I really want to go with. Nothing defensively. Um, I think you have to consider Jimmy Howard tomorrow as well. If Giroux wasn't 6,700, I'd definitely say maybe take a shot on Giroux. Maybe take a shot on Couturier at 6,300. But that's the only interest I want in Philly. And these are long shot plays. I doubt, well, I'm pretty highly certain, probably 85-90% certain I'm not going to play any Philly tomorrow. So easy one to get through, and we can certainly keep on motoring on an 11-game slate.
Oh, certainly. The only thing I got from Detroit myself is Nyquist and Larkin. Pretty much it for me. Franz Nilsson is always a decent one-off if you just need a one-off. Um, I don't think you need to do nothing here defensively either. A much better plays around. Cromwell is an okay play at 3K though. I wouldn't mind a little bit of that. Um, I don't want no Jimmy Howard. I'll let you play that. And I don't want no part of the Rook either. As far as Philly goes, you know, Carter Hart's coming from Lehigh, from the AHL. That they're over the Allentown, Bethlehem area. It's about an hour and 45 minutes from my place here, man. Yeah, he's not even lighting up the local newspapers. As far as offense goes and forwards here, I think that Garou is in play. Konechny is in play. Kudier and Voracek, and that is it. It's the only four I want, except for the Pens. I want Ivan Provorov to be wearing the black and gold. But I also like him here too at 4,500 for the Flyers as long as he's here. I prefer him over the rest of them. That's where my interest is. Sanheim maybe at 3,400 would be an okay play, but other than that, I wouldn't worry about it. Robert Hagg, he spends too much time in the penalty box. That's it. You know, and honestly, guys, you don't have to play this game. I mean, you're not going to get burnt if you don't play this game. Next game up, San Jose Sharks heading into Minnesota to take on the Minnesota Wild. The Wild are a minus 115 home favorite with an over-under of 6 in this game. Pretty much a pick-em game. We should have Martin Jones and Devin Dubnyk. I played Jones the last time out, and guess what? I got Martin Jones. Period. What do you like here, Jared?
I figured I'd be all over San Jose, but stats are telling me that Minnesota does a little bit better at home. So, you know, looking at this Minnesota team to start off, Nino Niederreiter, 4,200 on that first line with 6 points in 5 games. Kind of a little silent streak there. Zach Parise also at 6,000 on that first line as well. Zach Parise with 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes ice time is certainly a great play. Eric Stahl, 5,900, 2 goals and 18 shots is a nice number. And Granlund with 5 assists in 5 games at 6,300. Also play. I got more interest here on that Niederreiter and Parise thing as well. But, you know, I got that inkling where, because they have the most points, you know, I feel like it'll cost me if I don't play like an Eric Stahl or something on that power play unit. So I'll probably sprinkle a little Eric Stahl in. Tomorrow, looking at this, and as I keep on breaking down the slate, I almost think you got to play, 3 to 5 lines here to get a little action across the board. Defensively here, certainly Matt Dumba at 5,800. He's in play. Suter at 5,400 with 5 assists also there. Even Jared Spurgeon at 5,000, he's got a goal and 3 assists, 15 shots, 7 blocks. I'm probably leaning towards Spurgeon and taking that $800 in savings from Dumba, to be honest here. Even Brodin, if you wanted to save a little bit more with a goal and assist, 5 shots and 10 blocks at 3,500, Brodin's a nice little option too. And Dubnyk's in play here. Dubnyk could be in play at 7,800. I wish he was a little bit cheaper, certainly. And not just to be cheap. I mean, I just think fair value in tomorrow's slate might be like a 7,400 price tag on Dubnyk. But we'll see. You're only limited on options. We got, I guess, 22 teams, so you got to pick somewhere. Looking at the San Jose side, and it's really the top 6 for me. With my, a lot of the top 6 are back and their price tags back with them. Timo Meier, Logan Couture, and Hurdle on that first line. All of them, they're combining for, 10 goals in the last 5 games on this first line completely, while the second line is getting 5 goals in the last 5 games. So Timo Meier, Logan Couture, Tomas Hurdle in play, guys, and they will get goals. I certainly have maybe a one-off interest of picking one guy there tomorrow. And maybe it's Couture. Carlson at 6,200 and Brent Burns both at 6,500. These guys are in play. They're shooting machines. Hopefully, let's see if those guys could be in play. And even if you wanted to say, I'm going to opt out of taking any forward and just go defensively, you can do that. And like Joe says, you might get Jones if you play Jones tomorrow. I mean, you got to look away. San Jose is 6-8-3 on the road. When you look at Minnesota at home, they are 13th best in the league. They're 10-5-2. So when you say that, do you want to take a chance on Jones to kind of like say this is a day they get a win, or are you thinking, dude, Nick gets it? And with a little bit of rest that Minnesota has, it's not like they're on the back-to-back here. I'm kind of favoring Minnesota in this one more.
I don't know what to do with this game. I don't think you need to play San Jose, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm looking at it here, just team stats wise. Over the last 10 games, Minnesota's only given up 26.4 shots a game, which means San Jose, they're averaging 34.6 shots a game. I mean, we're looking at 8-shot differential there. They need to be a lot more efficient against Minnesota to win this game. Not that they can't. Minnesota is a pretty disciplined team as well. They don't give up a whole lot of higher danger scoring chances as far as that goes. So whatever. You want to play San Jose, Hurdle, Couture, Meyer, obviously great plays, as is Evander Kane and Joe Pavelski. Donskoy, however, is not. So those top 5 guys are certainly in play. You could go down to the third line if you so chose to do so. But you just don't have to do that. There's too many plays in this. Carlson at 6,200, Brent Burns are great defensive plays, which may be contrarian tomorrow because nobody's going to want to pay up for defense because everybody is going to want the high dollar forwards. However, I don't mind the contrarian defensive stack. As far as taking a shot, you know what I mean? Like I said this last night, even with these 2 guys, you can use a prime example right here. These guys are both averaging over 23 minutes a game, right, for $6,200 and $6,500 respectively, right? And then you come up here, $6,500, right? And you got Logan Couture is barely getting 17.5 minutes of ice time. The production is relatively the same, right? For the defenseman, who's getting more opportunity because they're on the ice more. So it's not a bad play to pay up for the defenseman. Don't be afraid to do that. You can easily do that. Minnesota, as far as that goes, I lean Minnesota here, but I also stress. Proceed with caution, please. This game could really easily end up being a 2-1 game. It could. Proceed with caution. If you want some Parisi Niederreiter, that's great. Charlie Coyle's not needed. You play him for savings, but with Niederreiter being at 4,200, look at the goals. You know what I mean? Just look at the numbers. Coyle 4,200, Niederreiter same price. It's Niederreiter all day. Eric Stahl, the old man. I guess he's in play at 5,900. Yeah, whatever. Really just don't want to play this game. I don't want to have to bother with it, I don't think. I don't want to play Dubnyk either. They're just not giving up enough shots, I think, for him to be GPP relevant on such a large slate. Matt Dumba at 5,800, that's a pretty good play. Yeah, I'd pay up for maybe I want Suter at 5,400. He's a good play too, man. I guess you could play a little bit of Spurs round too, 5K. Again, guys, I'm looking for any way possible to not play this game. I don't want no goalie. Nothing. I don't want to play it. Next game up on the slate.
You're muted.
I muted myself. Yeah. Nashville got stunned, I think, today.
They tied it up last game.
What?
They tied it up.
Yeah, but I still think they got slapped in the mouth.
They still came back, tied it up. You know, they yanked Rene in that game.
We should have. But he gave up like 2 or 3 goals in the first period, right?
He had 3 goals on 11 shots, I think it was.
Ouch. Ooh. Uh, anyway, Nashville heading into Chicago. Nashville's a minus 155 visiting favorite, so we're assuming it's going to be Saros. I guess we'll assume it's going to be Saros. Over under 6 in this game, heading into Chicago to play Cam Ward. Everybody, Cam Ward alert. This cat gives up goals like a leaky garden hose, man. Like, for real. You know how bad a leaky garden hose is? You know how bad that thing sucks? You're trying to wash your car and all of a sudden, boom, water hose blows out. You have no water pressure. Shit's running everywhere. That's Cam Ward. Stack up Nashville.
He does. He's 7-2 in the last 5 with a 6.0 with a .853 save percentage. To be honest here, yeah, like when I look at Chicago, and it was quickly done here, I just like going Jonathan Taves and Patrick Kane. Those 2 one-offs. I don't want anything else. No DeBrincat, anything. And it would be a long shot that I even pair these guys up. It could be just one of those if I'm feeling like throwing a quarter in a DPP or something. Looking at the Nashville side, I don't care if it's Cam Ward or not. I don't know where to go with these guys. I don't know where to play. I'll tell you where I'm going to play, though. Roman Josi and Ryan Ellis. There you go. Your contrarian defensive stack guys tomorrow. Roman Josi, Ryan Ellis. It's the defensive double stack. Don't go any defenseman, though, guys. You certainly don't know what Pecorine you're going to get. If it is Stars, potentially here. I'm not sure, though. Yeah, 2 full periods today. I guess they just asked Soros how he feels tomorrow. Certainly, he's probably slated to play. But usually, like they'll look at that. If he faced a lot of shots, if he didn't face a lot of shots, they always weigh into that. So certainly, the Slack, whatever it's called, channel, I got to start learning the name of it. But we'll be on there posting good updates for sure that are certainly a little bit better than Twitter. The good thing is it's one channel. You get an alert one time, as opposed to, if you're on Twitter and you follow a bunch of people, those alerts just – that's why I prefer this, and I think it's going to be a good thing for us. So I'm excited to use that at least so A, people can remind me if you haven't set your lineup, you got 10 minutes, and B, so we can get, live up-to-date goalie, starting goalies in the down stuff, because I know for a fact today I played Panarin, and I know he didn't have a day-to-day icon listed until all of a sudden I go and start. His name has day-to-day, and there's a note that he's out playing. So, certainly a lot of things come up that'll be good for it. But I don't think you take extreme risk in this game, but I think I like the defensive side from Nashville and maybe that one-off from Patrick Kane and Taves, who, as DFS people, they still have some value.
I think you take some shots here on Nashville. Even if you want to one-off Ryan Hartman, Colton Sissons, maybe, that second line is a line combo, John Krog, Turris, and Smith. That would be okay. I like the Roman Josi and Ryan Ellis call. That certainly is okay in my eyes. I just think you got to get a piece of Nashville here, man, because Cam Ward is just not good. I don't want a goalie here off of Nashville, and I don't want, if it's Soros or Rene. If it's Rene, maybe Rene got something to prove now. So maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow in the Slack. But Cam Ward, no. No. I can't play no Cam Ward. I mean, what the hell? I got bit by Carey Price today. I got Carey Price today too, man. You know what I mean? He just reverted. Someone must have told him he was in my lineup or some shit like that, and then he reverted back to Carey Price from last year. You know what I mean? They're at set for 4 goals. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that. You owe me money. Chicago Blackhawks side here. Nothing. Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane. That's it. Yeah, nothing. I can't even waste my time on that. I can't play no Chicago Blackhawks here, guys. I sure as the hell ain't playing no Cam Ward. Next game up on the slate, we got the Calgary Flames heading into Dallas to take on Mitch's Dallas Stars. Projected, I see Mike Smith and Ben Bishop. I'm not certain how accurate those projections are. Again, the talk around the industry as I listen over the weekend and today here, even more about Calgary handing over the reins to Riddick here to be the number one goalie. Mike Smith, in my eyes, is still number one goalie in Calgary. But Calgary is a minus 120 visiting favorite, over under of 6. Jared, what do you got going here in this game, man? Anything at all?
Well, I know Daily Faceoff has old Mike Smith on the injury bug down there. When you look at opening it up, and John Gillies is listed as second, with David Rittich as first. So if Smith is hurt, it's definitely going to be Rittich. I don't think that they'll go to John Gillies there. But let me look something quick here for Dallas. Dallas 10-3-1 at home ice with 3.6 goals per game here. I think you got to take a shot on these first line guys, and the price tag's there. Do I want a 3? I don't think I want 3 of these guys in an 11-game slate. I'm probably looking to do 2 and kind of limit my risk, so to speak. Yeah, it's a risk reward. You want to max it out, or you want to just take a little hint of a risk with Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and Radulov. Certainly the price tag of all 3 of those allows you to play all 3. I'm just not sure I want to go that far. Heiskanen there defensively at 4,600. I think you can go there on the defensive front here. And I don't mind playing Ben Bishop tomorrow. I think he's 1-3 in the past 5 with 3.36. But I think he's could be on the verge for a bounce back game, certainly. When you look over and flip the script to Calgary, it's hard not to look at their first line as well, and even parts of their second, with Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, and Elias Lindholm. These guys are pricey because they're producing. Price produces because you got 3 goals and 5 assists with 21 shots for Gaudreau, but he's costing you $7,600, $8,300 on FanDuel. You got 3 goals and 3 assists, 22 shots for Monahan at $7,300. Lindholm, certainly not getting that shot production, but he's $6,600, but he's got 2 goals and 3 assists on 10 shots. All those guys are certainly point producers in the DFS world. 2 goals and 6 assists with 16 shots on Matt Tkachuk at $6,700. 2 goals, 2 assists, 11 shots on Mikael Backlund. Maybe to be different, you might take a shot on that pairing on the second line. Because I certainly think that there's going to be some high ownership on that first line, even though they are going to Dallas to play. Giordano, 6,800. Wow. 3 goals and 3 assists. I don't think you're paying that much for Giordano tomorrow, guys. I don't mind if you want to take a shot on Travis Hamonic at 4,000. I just don't see in anyone's right mind on 11-game slate you're paying $6,800 for Mark Giordano. I could be crazy, though. I've been known to be wrong, so don't quote me on that. And just for Rittich being on away ice, I think you keep away from him because, 10-3-1 is certainly a pretty well sample size to think that Dallas is going to pick up this win tomorrow. They're not on a back-to-back, so they had some days there to get ready for this one. I can't say if they've been on a long road trip or anything. I haven't looked at that, but I like where Dallas sits tomorrow. Boy, though, Dallas is just so hard to read there. So sometimes, this is where are we getting a 2-1 game tomorrow, or are we getting a 4-3 game tomorrow? And that's what you really got to say to yourself and kind of break down. Because even as I sit here pondering about to give you the reins on the microphone and to go over this game, I still haven't figured out which game we're getting tomorrow.
I think Calgary's good enough that they can't be slowed down. Bold statement. Give me Calgary. I'll make this stand right now. Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau he's awesome. Sean Monahan, awesome. Heard a guy in an interview today say, "Hey, can we quit calling it the Dougie Hamilton trade here? And can we start calling it the Elias Lindholm trade?" Let's face it, guys. Lindholm has been way better than Dougie Hamilton. By far. By far, way better. Lindholm has 17 goals on the year already. Come on now. Calgary is in play. Mikael Backlund is going to be back. Tkachuk. Yes, those five. Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, Matt Tkachuk, and Backlund. Matt Tkachuk is the future captain of this organization right here. Keep that in mind, too. Right there. Matt Tkachuk, future captain as soon as they get rid of Giordano. Now, with that being said, wow, Giordano is 6,800. No way. No way. He's a good play, whatever. No way. We got defensemen here. Both them big guys from San Jose are less money than Giordano. Yossi, Ryan Ellis. I mean, yeah, no. There's much better defensive plays on the slate than Giordano. I prefer the Rasmus brothers over Giordano, too, to be honest with you. I'd slip down here, grab myself a little piece of Noah Hannafin or Travis Hamonic if you really had to play a defenseman here. For me, though, just look at those top five guys, man. Gaudreau, Monahan, Lindholm, Tkachuk, and Backlund. That's all you need. Move on. I mean, honestly, that's all you need. I don't think I want any Riddick here, although he is in play. So let me not rule out Riddick. I'll keep him in play. I don't want no Bishop here, if it is Bishop or Khudobin, no matter who it is. I don't want no Dallas goalie. As far as the plays from Dallas, if you want to play them real quickly, you guys already know this shit. I mean, you guys are educated enough. You're not stupid. You're in here because you play every day and you do the chassis, same guys in and out of here all the time. Guys, it's Vince again, Radulov. This Martin Hansel is just recently back up. He's not been up very, very, very long, maybe 3 games, 4 games, something like that. So he'll work his way back in here. He's starting to shoot a little bit. He's already got his goal under his belt here. So we'll see how that works out. But we're not going to play that tomorrow. It's not worth it. Dude, it's the top line. It's it, man. Benz again and Radulov. Defensively, yeah, Esa Lindell, Miro Heiskanen. That's it. I mean, you can take a one-off there on Roman Polak at 2,800 if you really need the salary relief. He's got a pretty solid 4 at 2,800. But I like Lindell and Heiskanen with the top line. Like I said, no Bishop for me. Slight interest in Riddick. So, whatever. Next game up on the slate. St. Louis Blues heading into Edmonton to take on the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are a -160 home favorite in a very small 5.5 over/under in this game. Should be Jared Allen, or Jake Allen rather. Jared Allen. Shoe fits where it, buddy. And should be, I see projected Koskinen. If it is Koskinen, load him up. I want some Koskinen. What do you got here?
No one would think they'd build up Cam Talbot's confidence and put him in against this Blues team. But to be honest, it's everything Edmonton. Load them up. Chasen, first line. McDavid, first line. Draisaitl, first line. Nugent Hopkins, second line. Down on defense is Darnell Nurse. I think this is one of these games where, listen, and you look at this. Let me see if I got the Blues out. Past like 5 games here with the Blues here, they've given up 6 goals to the Canucks, 3 goals to the Panthers, 3 goals to the Avalanche, and 7 goals to the Calgary Flames. I look for them to give up another 5 to 7 goals against Edmonton in Edmonton. So I want every bit of these powerful guys in Edmonton. And yeah, the price is going to restrict you a little bit, but I think with the savings you get on Nugent Hopkins and Chasen, I think you can fit them. I think you can fit these 4. And I really would put them all there, to be honest. And that's your power play line, right? That first power play line. I mean, I don't know what their power play. Let's just look quick. Edmonton on the power play. They're 22nd in the league, but they get 3.2 chances a game. St. Louis down here, they take around 4. They do kill off penalties, but really, I'm not looking at it for the power play, guys. I'm looking straight 5-on-5. Edmonton is going to put up goals on this team. Watch Jake Allen get shut out tomorrow because I'm saying all this. But listen, I'm going to take the chance tomorrow, and I'm going to run these guys and run them hard. Even if you wanted to one-off Cal Brodziak in a GPP play for that sneak attack, I think even the third line can get in on the scoring. So that's where I'm at on this one. I'm not even going to go into the St. Louis line. Sorry if I offend anyone, but I got Koskinen potential. I don't think he's going to give up much because I think Edmonton's going to be too busy scoring goals.
Alrighty. Well, I'm just going to dive right in head first. Here we go. I'm going to talk about the St. Louis Blues. And now I'm going to talk about the Edmonton Oilers. The Edmonton Oilers are in play heavily. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't let out Chasen. Cat's great. Deserves to be up there with these guys. He's playing great. I want him. Chasen, McDavid, Draisaitl. I want all 3. Maybe a one-off of Nugent Hopkins. That's it. Defensively, Darnell Nurse is in play. That's a good price right there, $5,700. Who were we just talking about that was way crazy higher than this the last game?
Giordano there.
Right. Yeah, look here, right here. Darnell Nurse is just as good of a play, man. Right? $5,700. Yeah. Show it to me. Darnell Nurse. Yes. $2,500 Kevin Gravel. Great floor. Yes. Adam Larson. Certainly. $3,800 Koskinen. Please start. Would you please? Mikko Koskinen. That's who we want to see at $8,100. And you want me to pay the same price for Cam Talbot? Just look at those bold-faced numbers staring at you right there. Even the basic of all stats. You're looking at it and going, well, how can this be? One looks to be professional. The other looks to be the janitor. Let's play some Mikko Koskinen tomorrow, guys. It's Edmonton all day. Edmonton. McDavid, Chasen, Draisaitl. Right there, guys. You're looking at 15, 16 points. Next game up, New York Islanders heading into Arizona. taking on the Arizona Coyotes, who are a -125 home favorite and an over-under of 6 in this game. It's going to be Robin Lehner, confirmed, in the net for the New York Islanders, playing their hearts out right now. And then should be facing Darcy Kemper is what I see. What do you like here? I don't want no Islanders tomorrow.
Load up them Islanders, guys. Load up them Islanders. Back-to-back games, 13 goals for, 4 goals against. Crazy stats there. But now the thing about the Islanders is they're only shooting, I think it was 23 shots a game on back-to-back nights. But I still draw interest here. Slight interest maybe looking at Barzal. Eberle got on the board today, but I don't think you're looking there. Bailey got an assist there. Maybe I just went off Barzal, but really my interest here goes down to Robin Lehner. He is 0-1-1 with a 1.94, 0.902 in the last 5 at 7,700. He's got to be a reason why they're going to be in on these back-to-back nights. And, certainly the Islanders are playing well on back-to-back nights. They've only played 3 games on back-to-back, but 13 goals for, 4 against. Those are numbers that I like to see against a struggling Arizona team offensively. I'm okay to play it. And you know what? I don't even think you look at Arizona, really, to be honest here. I think you're going to find so many other plays across the board. So no interest in Arizona at all for me.
Well, here we go. Excuse me. Didn't even feel like coming on. Listen. Okay. Islanders win. Right? I don't know. 2-1. 3-0. I don't care. Whatever. 3 goals, maybe? No way. I don't want any part of this game. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but let's be honest here, right? Let's be totally honest. Neither one of these teams are going to kill us. I'm not playing the New York Islanders tomorrow, and I am not playing the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona Coyotes tomorrow. Thanks, Raiders. There's just no way, man. Let's move on. You don't even need Robin Lehner, man. No way. Get out here and play Vasilevsky over Lehner. Next game up, Tampa Bay Lightning heading into Vancouver. Boy, that's a far, man. If they're coming from Tampa, holy piss, that's far, right? That is actually coast to coast, corner to corner right there. Tampa is a visiting -175 favorite. 6.5 over under in this game should be Vasilevsky and Markstrom. Jared, you got to have interest here, right?
Yeah, you do, and you almost wonder. Certainly, what is it that the Lightning took off their skates yesterday or Saturday and pretty much got on the plane to take that trip? Wow, that is a long trip here, but some interest here. I don't know how much you're going to stack. To me, this is kind of a one-off game here because of the other plays on the board. We've talked about several, game stack possibilities. Certainly, like Joe said, Nashville potentially stacking those up. Edmonton, certainly a viable stack. Even that Toronto against the Devils is a nice stack there. So Tampa Bay is a one-off kind of thing for me tomorrow. Stamkos at 7,200 with 9 points at 5 games. He might be the one-off choice. Even one of these cheaper guys, Joe, is a one-off. And I think that we can convince the crew watching here that Palat in a great productive line might be a great one-off play for that 4,700 price savings. Same with Tyler Johnson here at 5,800. It might be hey, I'm going to reap my rewards on a cheap thing, and I might be content with, let's call it 2 shots and a block and an assist for the 4 points or so. However you want to spread out the points there, but you could totally do that. And hey, can't even ignore this third line. 8 goals in 5 games from a third line. Cirelli and Killorn, certainly a potential play here. Now, like Jed said, keep in mind, man, that is a long distance. That's a long travel. It might be a good enough reason to say I don't want to chance it. And especially 11 games on the slate, you might not have to. So that's why I like the one-offs, guys. So, and if I'm one-offing, I might one-off to those cheap plays. Joe, yeah, who we don't have to one-off, these Vancouver Canucks. It's Oliva, it's Pedersen, Besser. I almost feel like I'm doing the gang a disservice when I talk about these guys first, because you do it so much better. But, it's crazy what these guys are doing. You know what? And I think you can even start to pair Bo Horvat and Eriksson both if you'd want. I'd probably stick that just for a GPP action, because Eriksson, he's still – I think you need to give Eriksson maybe a couple more games here, but I think you're going to see his point production jump up along with Antoine Roussel because Bo Horvat's still – he might not be with that second-line greatness, but Bo Horvat's a good player as well and certainly can make players better around him. Nikolai Goldobin on that third line, certainly with points as well. But how many points are you going to get is the question. So against Vasilevsky, I might only pair these guys. I might go just Pedersen, Besser, and leave that at there. 6,200, 5,500, and that'd be all you need. You can even run Pedersen at 5,500 and go down to Edler. At 4,700 for a defenseman, Edler is every bit worth that 4,700. So there's where I'm looking. Slight interest, another 3 to 4 people interest in this game. But I think we're going to have goals in this one, though. I don't see Tampa shutting down this Vancouver team that we've recently saw. The return of Edler, Besser's back, not hurt. I think this team is running in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree with you here. I think there are plays on the Tampa side. Obviously, they're not to be ignored by any means. But off the top line, give me Stamkos with Palat. I don't want no Yanni Gourde. Off the second line, I think you run all 3 together. But, it just seems like Point here as of late has been really, really, really concentrating on his defensive game. I don't know if that's just because of matchups and he's going up against, opposing team's top centerman to try to shut them down. But either way, he just seems to be a little bit off. I mean, he is assisting over the last 5 games, but, it's better production out there for 6,900 than that. Anthony Cirelli, Alex Killorn off that third line are scoring. We're looking for goals, and we know that, Tampa Bay does give their third and fourth liners a decent amount of ice time here. I don't know. I like this game. I like it for a game stack, I think, if I can fit it all in. Victor Hedman, he's in play yet. Still waiting on that goal. We'll see if he gets there. Vasilevsky, I don't think that Vancouver necessarily shoots the puck enough to make him relevant. I'm not saying he can't shut Vancouver out. He can, certainly. Let's not get it twisted. Vasilevsky is certainly good enough to shut out Vancouver. But I don't see it happening. Vancouver's hot right now. Let me just get right over there because I don't want no Vasilevsky. Vancouver, and actually Kevin said it right in the chat. They're not hot. There's some hot players right now on Vancouver's team. That's for certain. And guys, you guys know, man, I've been touting it. I really have. Maybe I was one of the beginning ones to start touting it, man. But that Josh Levo, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser line is phenomenal. It's phenomenal right now, and these guys are so young. Level not really so young. He's been around for about 7 years. But as far as actual NHL time, he's pretty young. Um, they're 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 good. They're phenomenal, man. I love them together. I like what they're bringing to the ice. If you watched them play live, it looks like they've been playing together for quite some time. So we got to have interest in Levo Pedersen and Brock Besser. And Jared, I agree with you. Bo Horvat is getting ice time with these guys as well. Louis Eriksson even is an okay play. Don't necessarily think you need him. But I definitely am not opposed to running all four, Levo, Horvat, Pedersen, and Brock Besser in the same lineup. I'll do it. No problem, man. I have no problem doing that. Vertanen off that third line is shooting the puck a lot. Goldobin, he would be an okay play, but it's them four guys. That's who I want. Those four guys. Come down here, grab yourself that $4,700 Alexander Edler, dude. Stack all five. Stack all five, guys. Put them in the lineup. I don't care. They're plenty good enough. I mean, Kevin, you just said it right, man. I'm telling you, Kevin, you certainly said it. They do not understand how good they really can be. Pedersen and Besser are great. Now, with that being said, goalie wise, Jakob Markstrom here, no, I don't think so. He's playing well. That price tag is beautiful at 6,800. Save percentage of 0.947, 1.5 goals against, 4-0 in the last 5 games. But here's the thing, guys. Don't get lost in those numbers. He is going up against Tampa Bay. They are potent. They can put up 8 just as easily as they can put up 1. Don't forget that. And that's the truth. That's no bullshit. They can put up 8 goals just as easily as they can put up 1 goal here. So if you play Markstrom, it is a massive risk. It really is. So if you do that, good luck to you. But I like this game for goals a ton. I think so far, looking at it, this Tampa Bay Vancouver game, man, is my favorite game I've seen on this slate so far here. Last game up on the slate, we're going to talk about the Winnipeg Jets heading into Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Kings. They're hot right now, too, but just because LA is a hot place to live. Minus 165 visiting favorite for the Winnipeg Jets here. Over under of 6. Looking to see Hellebuck facing off against Jonathan Quick, who could be quickly heading Pennsylvania. Would Philly trade for Jonathan Quick? Never know. What do you like here, Jared?
Oh man, it's just as I was telling Raiders in the chat. I got the Mark Scheifele jersey. It's coming in the mail. It's the one that says Jets and the navy blue. Sick jersey. I can't wait till it gets here. But Mark Scheifele, Blake Wheeler, Nikolai Ehlers. These 3 have been phenomenal in the last 5, and I don't think that this Kings team can stop them. Even Kyle Connor and Patrick Laine there. It becomes a decision of where do we leave out. I wouldn't be opposed to like doing a couple different schemes of this Winnipeg team. You can cash game, like a Scheifele Wheeler combo or a Scheifele Ehlers combo, and then why not take a GPP action here? Run Laine with Tanev, Perreault, Matthew Perreault, Kyle Connor. Those 4 guys, because you're hitting the second line, you're hitting the third line. Those guys could potentially get three goals between the two lines there. With assists in there, you're easily looking at 12-plus points in 4 guys. Hopefully even one goes off. Laine would be your chance to go off for the Hattie. And then you're really looking at about 18, 20 points between those 4 guys in a GPP. You're very close to being on your way. You hit that goalie that's going to get you the 10 points. and you're cashing and you're potentially high cashing. So that'd be two potential avenues that you take here. The cash game play of taking your guaranteed first liners, because stats show if you look, LA gives up goals against first lines like they're candy. So first line definitely in play. But certainly I might get in some GPP action with that second and third line combos. So that's where I'm at. And I don't think you're going to get chalk on that second and third liner, though, in the GPP play. I think that could differentiate you a little bit. I know you probably weren't talking about that same thing, but Trouba there, 8 points in 5 games at 4,800. He's another one that says, why are you 6,800, Giordano? Because at 4,800, you're going to here before you're going to Giordano. I guess they don't want anyone playing Giordano because look at Bufflin there. 6,000 for 1 goal and 7 assists, 17 shots and 6 blocks. Another better play than Giordano at 6,800. So even Tyler Myers, 2 goals, 4 assists, 9 shots, and 4 blocks at 3,800, and getting many power play points, 3 power play points in 5 games. These Winnipeg team, you got plays all over. I don't know where you go. An 11-game slate, you can say that, Brown, Kopitar, I follow might be in play here, but I don't think you want a chance going there, Joe. Are you looking at it in a GPP at all, Joe? You think any interest there? Because even in a GPP setting, I don't think I have interest in LA.
I don't have any at all. None. But I'm done talking about him right now. I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Like honestly, do you think it's possible they come out here and score 4 or 5 goals against Winnipeg?
I can't see it.
Me either. I can't even script it out. I don't know how you do it, man. That's right, Raiders. It is last game, low ownership. East Coast guys don't like to stay up and watch the West Coast games unless you're idiots like us. But, with that being said, Winnipeg is great place, guys. I mean, you know it. You don't need us to be on here telling you this, man. It kind of just slaps you right in the face. Mark Scheifele jumps right off the page and says, look, dipshit, I'm a good play. Put me in, coach. Period. Blake Willer's the same way. Nikolai Ehlers, the only gripe I have about Ehlers, right? He takes stupid penalties sometimes. That's all. That's my only gripe with him. Sometimes he just takes dumb, stupid penalties, but he's young. So whatever. It's good. We're good. You guys know, I talk about it all the time. I always end up on the Kyle Connor, Brian Little, Patrick Laine. Always end up with those guys, man. But I want to do something totally different tomorrow with these guys. Scheifele, Wheeler, and Laine. My goal is to get him in with the best possible lineup, all in the same lineup, with the best possible surroundings I possibly can around them, and run that line. I want all 3 to big men. All of them. Eric Kohler call in today on one of the talk shows, right? Said Patrick Laine looked like a Yeti. Oh, man, I almost pissed myself laughing when I heard that guy say that, dude. I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy, But, man, Laine, I heard him in an interview, right? And they were talking. He had a couple assists the other day in the game, right? And they asked him, why, adding a little bit to your game, dishing out the assist there. And Laine didn't beat around the bush. You know what he said? Here's what he said. I like to score better. That's what he said. I like to score goals better. Well, Patrick Laine, I'm going to put you in my goddamn lineup tomorrow, buddy, and you score me some goals, pal. Give me a hat. You know what? I don't want the hat trick. You've already proven it. You can put up 4 and 5 goals. Laine, give me a 5-burger of goals tomorrow. Would you please give me a 5-burger and let the big men, Scheifele and Wheeler, both assist on them because they're going to be in my lineup with you. Josh Morrissey, yes, my friend, at 4,800, 2K less than Giordano. Lock and load, fellas. Lock and load Josh Morrissey. What a play right there. Lock and load it. Dustin Bufflin at 6K, then not so much lock and load, but play him. Why not? Tyler Myers, 3,800. Play him too. Guys, I am digging Winnipeg. Yes, I am. Hellebuck cash game play, I think. Don't you, Jared? 7,900. I think he's a pretty decent cash game play. Certain for the win, almost. And that's it. That's all I got here, man. I'm not talking about the LA Kings. I just don't think it's worth our time. They're not GPP. Or they're not just not. They're not DFS relevant. You want to jump into our game here? Talk about our diamond stacks and snowflakes.
Let's do it. Yep. Let's give the fans what they've waited for. And yeah, for diamond stack, and it's come. They've waited long enough to be back on the diamond stack mention here. This is the second line in Nashville for me tomorrow, going up against Cam Ward, Callie Yarncrook, Kyle Turris, and Craig Smith, second line Nashville.
Well, I appreciate you letting my stack for me. I really do. I'm going Vancouver, line 2, Josh Levo, Elias Pettersson, and Brock Besser, baby, against Tampa Bay. Yes! Man, I'm telling you, I'm in love with these boys. These guys they're so good. I'm telling you, Jared, they're so good. Hey, Pettersson's a lock for the Calder Cup trophy, or the Calder trophy, right?
Barring some big run by Dolan, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you could make an argument there for Chalowski a little bit, in the beginning, but he kind of fell flat on his face.
Season left. I mean, a lot of hockey left, but
yeah, come on, man. No, dude, come on, Pettersson, dude. I like Vancouver. I like what they're doing. You know what I mean? I understand that they're like 30, 3,500 miles away from me right now, but I don't care. I love these guys. I love what Vancouver's doing. I love what Calgary, dude. I love what the Canadian teams are doing right now. Honestly, I do. You got Winnipeg that is here right now, right? You have Toronto that is here. They've already arrived. They're ready to go too. You have Calgary, who is an up and coming team. They're second in the West right now, are they not? We got the Montreal Canadiens who are coming. They're on their way, man. If they easily could get into the playoffs this year. I think they need a couple pieces yet, but they're close. I mean, these guys. I mean, Ottawa is obviously they're in a rebuild. You know what I mean? Whatever, But man, I'm telling you, I like what the Canadian teams are doing right now. I really do.
If Weber didn't miss as much as he did, Montreal would easily be in a playoff position right now.
Well, I still think they need a forward, though, don't you?
Some games, I think they'd do better with a center that's not Danault.
Okay, I'd agree. Yeah, I would certainly agree with that because, I mean, they've already moved. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Certainly. What do you got for your snowflake stack?
I'm going second line New York Islanders on a back-to-back. So Josh Bay or not. I'll go first line. I forgot snowflake here. I always say because the Islanders' best line's that second line, but I'll go first line with Anders Lee, Brock Nelson, and Jordan Eberle. But Islanders altogether, I think if they do score and win this game, it's going to come from defensemen or it's going to come from that third or fourth line.
I'm going to go Florida line 1. Huberdeau, Barkov, Hoffman. Snowflaking, heading up against Buffalo. Yeah. I'm doing it. What do you got for your Boulder Award?
I have Alexander Georgiev of the New York Rangers shutting down the Anaheim Ducks.
That's impressive. Guys, you know, not only in this game right here, everybody paying attention here who's still left in the chat, not only have I taken one of the best up and coming young lines for my diamond stack, I am now going to select my Boulder Award, who is, in my opinion, the best up and coming goalie coming. Man, I'm telling you right now, you make an argument. Make an argument. Mikko Koskinen, this cat is playing out of his tree right now. He is here and here to stay. He's the number one goalie for Edmonton right now, and he deserves to be the number one goalie for Edmonton. And he is just going to absolutely put up the brick wall right in front of Ryan O'Reilly and Mr. Vlad Tarasenko. I'm sorry, my friends, but this goal is closed. You're getting shut out.
Just a little segment we'll do at the end. Birthdays tomorrow for NHL players. Tomorrow, do we see a birthday goal? Because we got Brian Boyle from the New Jersey Devils. We got Victor Hedman, birthday tomorrow. And we got Alex DeBrincat, birthday tomorrow. Will we get a birthday goal?
Yes. Yes. Hedman will easily score, right? You could see DeBrincat with a goal. My one that I would be the most laid back on would be Boyle, because Boyle, he's the one who beat cancer too, correct?
Yeah, he's the one that had the hat trick against the Penguins too.
Right.
On Hockey Beats Cancer Night.
Yeah, on Hockey Beats Cancer Night. So there's his narrative for the year. Nah, we'll rule that out. But as far as DeBrincat and Hedman.
You said about Hedman, so it's like almost like working out. Like,
yeah, that's not a bad idea, man. But anyway, let's get out of here. I got to get up early again tomorrow. I'm heading towards the city over there by you tomorrow. Be over in the South Hills of the Pittsburgh area. Should be over there bright and early. Boring, no bullshit on the interstate. Anyway, guys, we appreciate everything. Thanks for coming on, hanging out with us. Kevin, rather, Raiders fan. Cole was in there for a bit. Everybody, Raiders fan, I don't know if you're interested in the Slack channel. You came on a little late. If you want to be part of the Slack channel where we are all day long, starting out now, it's the thing we were talking about, Cole, the Discord there. Drop the email, your email in the comments below there. If you don't want to do that, you want to private message me at DFS Quarry on Twitter, you can go ahead and hit me up that way too. I'll send you an invite. We're going to do it by invite only, kind of get a little bit of a community of people here that we know are going to contribute, not just take from the chat. We want everybody in there hanging out, having a good time. Kevin's already in there with us. We got Mitch is already in there with us. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We'll keep this open and free, you know what I mean, as far as we're going. We're not going to stop none of this. We just want the guys who's been with us here, hang out the whole time, man. And who helped literally build all this. I mean, you guys have helped us build this. Without you guys, I mean, none of this we wouldn't be doing this shit, man. You guys have built this with us, so we're gonna keep that a little more private, man. So as far as that goes, if anybody else would like to, man, and you're willing to contribute a little bit, not money wise, but just thoughts and suggestions in our Slack channel, man, do the same. Let your email address below in the comments. I check it periodically throughout the day. So if you let your email there and I'm not getting back to you right away with that invite, just give me a little bit of time, man. I'm normally in that shit, checking that out at least once every hour and a half to 2 hours, some shit like that. And I'll send the invite out. We'll get you in there. We'll be talking in there. I'll be in there about 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, easily checking shit out, man, posting shit up. So with that being said, guys, appreciate everything. Good luck to everybody tomorrow, Jared. Good luck to you. I'm sure I'll be hitting you up tomorrow too. And that's it. That's the show. We're out. See you tomorrow, guys.